Hello, welcome back to Learn Economia. Here we will be discussing theory of consumers' behavior by using the marginal utility analysis. So, having discussed the demand concept and the concept of elasticity, now we will be trying to understand the theory of consumer behavior. So, when I say theory of consumers' behavior, it is very important to understand the concept of consumer behavior. So, what is consumer behavior? The very term consumer behavior itself means that the behavior of consumer in the market. How does a consumer behave in the market? How would a consumer, after understanding the price level in the economy, manages his or her consumption habits? So this is what is studied in the consumer behavior. How would he changes his quantity demanded as a result of changes in price? So this is understood in terms of consumer behavior. So in this video we are concentrated on the theory of consumer behavior by using the marginal utility analysis. Okay, so before going into the marginal utility concepts, it's very important to understand what is the concept of utility. So when I say utility, it means that the want satisfying power of a commodity. People demand several types of goods because they think that if they consume these goods, that will be able to satisfy the wants of the people. So if you demand a particular kind of food item, that means that why do you demand food item? It is just because you need to satisfy your hunger. Why do you demand a glass of water? It is just to quench your thirst. So whatever commodity you demand, it is just because the commodity has got certain uses and the commodity would satisfy that particular use or that particular want of the consumer. Okay. So utility, that is known as a utility, the want satisfying power of commodity. Now it is also defined as the property of the commodity which satisfies the wants of the consumer. So this we know, right? Every particular commodity in the market has got some kind of want. That is why we purchase commodity by paying some price for the commodity. And utility is also a subjective thing. The kind of satisfaction that I derive from consuming a particular commodity would be different from the kind of satisfaction that someone else would be feeling. So each and every person would be having a different kind of satisfaction. Some people might be liking a particular product, whereas other persons would be disliking that particular product. So so utility can be considered as a subjective thing. It depends upon person to person. So being subjective, actually utility varies with different persons, and different persons derive different amount of utility from a particular good. And utility is thus, we can say that it is a psychological feeling. Okay. Having understood the term utility, just understand the difference between total utility and marginal utility. Before that, let me tell you that utility in imaginary terms, we actually measure utility in terms of utils. Having said so, let's come to this particular slide where we discuss the difference between total utility and marginal utility. Okay, in the table given, you can see that the first column shows the cups of tea consumed per day. Second column shows total utility in terms of utils, and also third column shows marginal utility in terms of utils. Okay, and the table is titled as diminishing marginal utility. So we will be trying to understand each of these terms in this particular video. So what is total utility? Total utility is actually, it is a sum of the utility which a consumer obtains from consuming certain number of units of a commodity at a particular period. Okay, if you come to the table again, you could see that if you consume 1 cup of tea per day, that will be yielding 12 units of utility. Okay, but if you consume 2 cups of tea a day, that means that it is yielding 22 utils, and the utility levels actually goes on increasing till the 6th cup of tea. But after the 6th cup of tea, if you consume again one more additional cup of tea, that means that your utility is coming down, and after that if you consume one more cup of tea, that means that your utility is coming down. Okay, so after a particular point, what happens is that the total, we can see that the total utility goes on increasing till a particular point. But after that, if you are still consuming the product again and again, that means that your utility will decrease. For example, if you consume, for suppose that you are consuming so let's take this example itself. You're consuming tea, you are very fond of tea, and so you are given so much of tea. Okay, so in the first case you are getting 1 cup of tea, and after consuming that cup of tea you are telling that I need 1 more cup. So then you are given one more cup of tea, and you are still very much fond of tea, and you are telling that I need 1 more cup. Then you are given third cup, then also you are demanding for the fourth cup. After consuming fourth cup you are demanding for the fifth cup. Then after consuming fifth cup you are telling that I need 1 more cup, so you are given sixth cup. But after consuming sixth cup you are telling that, oh, it's okay, I am fed up now, I don't need any tea anymore, so please stop your supply of tea. That is what you are telling. But still, if I give you more tea, that means that you will reach a particular point by telling that, oh, I am very much fed up, please stop it, please stop it, and your request will turn into an order, and you will actually leave that place, you will run away. So that is the situation. So as you consume more and more units of a commodity, what happens is that the utility level goes on increasing till one particular point, and after reaching that particular point, or it is a maximum point, after reaching the maximum, what happens is that it goes on decreasing. Okay, so the very same thing happens with the marginal utility as well. Before explaining the term marginal, table, let me tell you what marginal utility is. Marginal utility is the utility that you get as a result of consuming one more unit of as a result of consuming an additional unit of the product that you have in the question. For example, here marginal utility is calculated by dividing. So in the first case it is very same as total utility, it is 12, and in the second case, in order to find out the marginal utility, what you does is that what you have to do is that you have to subtract the second level of total utility from the first level of utility from the second level. That is, you have to subtract 12 from 22, and the resultant is 10. And in the third case, if you want to find out the marginal utility, here you need to subtract 22 from 30, so that you will be getting 8. Okay, so that is how marginal utility can be calculated. And here too, if you look at the column which tells about the marginal utility, you can see that the marginal utility till one particular point, actually it is decreasing from one particular point, and after reaching the minimum it is reaching actually negative, it has become negative. Okay, marginal utility, what happens is that it goes on diminishing. That is why the table is titled as the diminishing marginal utility. Here you would see that the marginal utility is decreasing. Okay, as you consume more and more units of a commodity, your marginal utility goes on diminishing. That is known as the diminishing marginal utility. Okay, now the same thing explains here in this particular slide, that is, on consuming 2 units of a commodity per day, the consumer's utility from has got it has actually from 12 it has increased to 22 utils, and when he consumes 6 cup of tea a day, that means that his total utility of all the 6 units taken together goes on to 41 units. But altogether you could see that generally the greater the number of utils of a commodity consumed by an individual, the greater would be the total utility he gets from that commodity. But the total utility, from this you can see that it's a function of the quantity of the commodity consumed. Okay, from that we are coming to the concept of marginal utility in detail. That is, it is the extra utility that a consumer gets from consuming a particular unit of commodity. That is, it is an addition made to the total utility, that you can say. Here it is marginal utility is considered to be a function of total as in the case of total utility, marginal utility too can be considered as a function of the quantity of commodity purchased. So MUN, that is the marginal utility of a commodity, is equal to delta TU by delta Q. Delta TU is the change in the total utility as a result of delta Q. Delta Q is the change in the quantity consumed. Okay, it can also be written as MUN is equal to UN minus TUN minus 1. TUN is a total utility derived as a result of consuming nth unit of a commodity minus TUN minus 1. That is utility derived as a result of consuming n minus 1 unit of commodity. Okay. So, having discussed the concept of utility, let's understand the Marshall-Gardner utility analysis. Here we see that it has got certain assumptions, and it is like it is assumed by Marshall that the utility of a commodity is measurable and quantifiable. That we have already discussed. The utility is described or measured in terms of utils. Now, the hypothesis of independent utilities is taken. Independent utilities means you go to the market and you purchase lots of commodities. For example, you purchase gram, you purchase wheat, you purchase sugar, etc. So your total utility is utility derived from the consumption of gram, utility derived from the consumption of sugar, utility derived from the consumption of wheat. You have to add all these utilities because all these commodities have independent utilities. Okay, then we have marginal utility of money is assumed to be constant, the constancy of marginal utility of money. Now, we have already discussed the theory of diminishing marginal utility. That means that the utility of a commodity goes on diminishing as you consume more and more units of that good. And in other words, it can be told as the consumer takes more units of a good, the extra utility of satisfaction that he derives from an additional units of the good or the consumption of good, it actually goes on falling. Okay. So you have to note it down that the marginal utility, the importance of marginal utility, and actually the law of diminishing marginal utility means that total utility increases at a but it increases at a decreasing rate, whereas in the case of diminishing marginal utility, it actually goes on decreasing as you consume more and more units of a particular commodity. Now, why do we study law of diminishing marginal utility? It's a very important question. This concept itself has got its applications in diverse arenas in the arena of economics and also outside economics. Also, you can see that the concept is widely used. So, in the arena of economics, actually, it is mainly used to explain the concept of time and water paradox. It is actually a concept which is put forward by Adam Smith in his famous work, Wealth of Nations, and the theory says that the theory actually finds a paradox between water and diamond. We know that diamond is very much valuable, it is very much precious, whereas in the case of water, it is available in everywhere. That is what we could see. But at the same time, you have to understand that diamond is a particular luxury commodity that is not essential for the sustenance of a person. That doesn't, if you do not consume diamond, that doesn't mean that you are not able to live, right? It is not very much essential for our existence. But in the case of water is very much, it is considered to be a necessity, and it is very much important to sustain your life and all. If you won't be able to leave water for a day, I mean, you will be finding some difficulty to leave water for even a day. Okay, so that's it. So still, why diamond is priced high and water is priced low? This is the question. Even though diamond is not a necessity and water is a necessity, we know that diamond is priced high and water is priced low. So why is it so? Adam Smith has answered this question, and he told that it is so just because diamond is scarce in our economy, whereas in the case of water, it is available in plenty. But in reality, we know that how certain areas in the world is finding difficulties with respect to water, because many of the areas in the world is lacking cleared or clean drinking water. Okay, and then the diminishing marginal utility concept helps in deriving the law of demand. Law of demand, we also know, we know that it is the negative relationship between the quantity demanded of commodity and change in price level. Then this law is used to show the redistribution of income will increase social welfare. This is what something that diminishing marginal utility tries to explain. That is, we know redistribution, why income is redistributed. Income is redistributed mainly to reduce the inequality in the economy. Okay, so this concept is used to understand the redistribution of income, and how redistribution of income will increase social welfare is also understood by using the concept of diminishing marginal utility. Then it is also used with respect to the equimarginal utility to understand the consumer's equilibrium with respect to equimarginal utility. All these things will be discussed later in this particular video itself. Now, okay, we have to understand using the cardinal utility analysis, how does a person come into the point of equilibrium. For that, you have to understand two things. First of all, what would be the amount of utility, or what would be the utility levels you get from consuming a particular commodity, and also what would be the price you are paying for the commodity. Okay. So if you know both of these things, you will be able to understand the equilibrium levels of your consumption. First, so for that you have to equate the utility you derive from the consumption of a commodity to the price of that commodity. Okay, here you in simple you could see that MUM is equal to MUX by PX. This is the equilibrium point where MUM is the marginal utility of money expenditure, and MUX is actually the marginal utility of commodity X, and PX is the price of commodity X. Now, the law of equimarginal utility can be stated that the consumer will spend his money income on different goods in such a way that the marginal utility of each good is proportional to its price. So this is with respect to the case of different goods. Here MUM equal to MUX by PX is a case of one good. In the case of different goods, you could see that the equilibrium point is MUX by PX is equal to MUY by PY equal to MUM. Here you can extend the number of goods to to X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, okay, till whatever, till how many number of goods you have in question. So it depends upon the number of goods you have in the question. Okay, here the equilibrium is attained by equating, here too the equilibrium is attained by equating the marginal utility of that particular good and the price of that particular good, which is equal to the marginal utility of money expenditure. Okay, now let's understand that first. Here we have already seen how equilibrium is reached when you have different kinds of products and given the prices of the products. Okay, so here in this table it is given that the unit of consumption is from 1 to 6, and MUX is equal to 20, 18, 16, 14, 12 and 10, and MUY is equal to 24, 21, 18, 15, 12 and 9. Here the price of good X and Y is given are given as rupees 2 and rupees 3 respectively. Okay, so here in this table, by using the data from the previous table, we have calculated MUX by PX, that we know that different commodity has different prices. For one it is rupees 2 and for the other one it is rupees 3. Okay, in the case of marginal utility, what you have to do is that in the case of equilibrium, what you have to do is that MUX by PX, that is MUX in the first case is 20 divided by 2, that is 10. Here it is 24 divided by 2, that is 8 in the case of commodity Y. So for each level of consumption of each commodity, you have to understand the price level of the commodity, and also you have to divide the price so that you have to divide the marginal utility with the price of the commodity, so that you will be getting the marginal utility of money expenditure of each particular good. Okay, then you can equate. So with that we end today's video. Here we have already explained in detail the cardinal utility analysis of Marshall. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe this channel for more videos. Thank you.